Hello and welcome to our 6th Veggie RX video. Today we'll be sharing more information on the starchy vegetable subgroup and the health benefits of. And then we'll also be sharing with you how to steam your vegetables and different ways of steaming your vegetables. And then we'll end by sharing a few different ideas for sauces that you can try making at home just to help dress up your vegetables and add some flavor. So what is a starchy vegetable and what are some examples? Well, some examples would be corn, hominy, green peas, plantains, and potatoes, just to name a few. So our starchy vegetable subgroup is extremely high in a mineral called potassium, and potassium is really important in helping us maintain a healthy blood pressure. And what potassium does is it counteracts the effects of high salt or sodium in our blood. So with our starchy vegetables, we want to aim for about 4 to 6 cups a week. And our starchy vegetables, like potatoes here, make a really great vegetable to steam. So steaming is a fast, easy way to cook our vegetables without having to use the oven. And with our potatoes here, we can just steam them whole, directly as is. And the process of steaming is it uses boiling water to cook the vegetables. So you're not submerging the vegetables directly in the water, but by boiling the water, it's going to create steam. And the steam is what's going to cook the vegetable all the way through. And so then we'll also have a lid on our saucepan here that we'll use to trap the steam when steaming and allow it to cook thoroughly. So steaming is overall just a more gentle way to cook our vegetables compared to boiling.
Yeah, and there are benefits to steaming your vegetable as opposed to boiling your vegetable. So the first benefit that I want to list off is that you actually use less water when steaming your vegetable as opposed to boiling. When you are steaming your vegetable, you really want to only use 1 inch of water. So you're not going to fill your saucepan up all the way. You're really going to only add that 1 inch of water up to the point so that it's not touching the vegetable, and boil it. The next is that you're going to be retaining some water-soluble vitamins such as vitamin C that could actually leach out into the boiling water as you're boiling the vegetable. So you're retaining those vitamins. The next is that you're also going to retain the vegetable's nice crisp texture, as opposed to if you were to boil it, you could lose some of that texture. Next is that it is also very easy to remove the vegetable if you're steaming it using like a steaming basket where your vegetable is directly just down here. All you have to do is lift it up and your vegetables are right there. So there are a large variety of vegetables that you can steam. With all of the subgroups that we introduced you to, you can steam a vegetable from each of them. So the first one that we have today, featuring our starchy subgroup, would also be corn on the cob, as well as green peas, and obviously our potatoes here. From our dark leafy green subgroup, we can also steam kale or spinach. From our red-orange subgroup, you can steam carrots or red peppers. From our beans and legumes subgroup, we can steam our green beans. And from our other subgroup, you can steam zucchini and onion. So how do you steam your vegetables? Well, first you want to prepare your vegetable. So if you choose, you can cut it into bite-sized pieces. With green beans, you can either leave them whole, or you can just snap them into bite-sized pieces like this, or use a knife. But what's great is if we were to use like carrots or potatoes, there's really not a lot of preparation that is needed to prepare those, especially if we were to use baby carrots, because these are essentially already bite-sized. So all you have to do is just put them on your steaming basket, and you can steam them just as is. And with our potatoes here, using smaller potatoes, we can steam these potatoes whole. Next is that we want to gather our equipment. So we want a small or medium saucepan and anything that'll at least fit our steaming basket and the amount of vegetables that you want to steam. And we also need something to lift those vegetables above the water. So you can use a steaming basket here. If you don't have a steaming basket, you can use a colander like this. You just want to make sure that it fits in your saucepan, and you can put the lid on. Or if you don't have a steaming basket or a colander, you can make your own essential steaming basket here. So just using a few household ingredients, making like aluminum foil balls, make like 3 or 4 of these, put them at the bottom of your saucepan, and then get a bowl or small plate and put them on top of the aluminum foil balls so that your vegetables are lifted above the water, and you created your own little steaming basket. You just got to make sure that the lid still fits on top. So once our vegetables are in our saucepan, we add about 1 inch of water, like I said, and then we're gonna put that pan on the stove top and cook it on medium to high heat, and follow the handout that we provided you for our vegetable steaming times to find out how long to steam which vegetable that you choose to steam.
So one trick to know, let's say if our potatoes are done and ready to eat, is that you can use a fork to pierce directly through the potato here. And then when you pull up your fork, if the potato falls off the fork, that's a sign that it's cooked all the way through and ready to enjoy. So if you'd like to use your microwave to steam your vegetables, that's always an option too if you don't want to do it directly on the stovetop. So at the grocery store, you can buy bags of vegetables that are ready to be steamed. So if you go that route, then you would just follow the directions directly on your bag to microwave your veggies. You can also microwave them yourself. So all you would need for that would be a bowl of some kind, a little bit of water, and then something to cover your bowl. So you can either use plastic wrap or a microwavable safe cover for your bowl. So all you would do is just place the vegetables you're working with directly in your bowl, add about a tablespoon or 2 of water to the bowl, cover it with the plastic wrap or the cover you're using, and then microwave it for 30-second intervals, and then just keep checking it until it's cooked thoroughly and ready to enjoy.
Yeah, so once our vegetables are steamed, we can eat those vegetables just as they are and enjoy their delicious flavor on their own. But if you'd like to add a little bit more flavor to your vegetable, there are many ways that you can do so, and we're going to show you a couple. So the first way is you can actually flavor your vegetables while they're steaming in your saucepan. You can add like a sprig of fresh herb to the water, so that as it steams, the herb cooks and flavors the vegetable. You can also add like a little bit of soy sauce or lemon juice to your water too, just to add a little bit of flavor. Then next is going to be dressing your vegetables after you've steamed them. And we're going to show you a couple of really easy sauces to make. The first sauce that I'm going to show you really only uses 3 ingredients. We're going to be using olive oil, some lemon juice, and some chopped garlic. So what's really great about making your own sauces is that you can make them any way that you'd like. So it really depends on what flavor that you prefer, is how much or how little that you put into that sauce. So I do like olive oil, so I'm gonna add some of that. And then I also really like lemon juice. So I'm gonna add a lot of lemon juice there to really bring out that lemony flavor. And then I personally don't like garlic too much, so I'm just gonna add the tiniest amount of garlic just to add a little bit of that garlicky flavor to it. And I'm just gonna whip it all up until it's all incorporated. And what's great about this recipe is that it only uses 3 ingredients, and you can really use it on any vegetable that you'd like, because this sauce is very versatile.
And if a creamy dip is more your thing, you could try using Greek yogurt or plain flavored just yogurt as the base here. So for this dip, you would need a little bit of yogurt, and then it also has lemon juice, and then some seasoning. So we're just gonna add about a couple spoonfuls here of the plain Greek yogurt. And then we're gonna add in a splash of lemon juice just to brighten the flavor. And then to season it, we're gonna use some white onion powder. You could also use garlic powder as well. So we're just gonna sprinkle some in here, probably about a half a teaspoon if you do want to measure it out. And then we have some dried dill wheat as well to add a little bit of flavor. Just add a sprinkle here. And we're gonna give it a nice mix to incorporate it. So this would be really good with your steamed potatoes to dip them in this creamy sauce, or you may even want to use it just as a dip for your raw vegetables.
Yeah, so in addition to these really easy sauces that we just whipped up really fast while our vegetables were cooking and steaming, if you have like a small blender or a food processor at home, you can also make like a really nice pesto or even like a peanut sauce that'll go well with a lot of vegetables. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to email us or you can comment below.